What's up guys, today we're playing some Eldrazi Through the Breach in Modern. So this blue-red version has been floating around for a while now. We've actually never put this deck through a league. I've always wanted to, but I've never been too high on blue in this deck. The Through the Breach decks really fell off once the One Ring was banned, but now that we have new cards, I think the deck has more potential now. So speaking of new cards, we have Stock Up. So Stock Up is the new card from Aether Drift. 3 mana, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, pick the 2 best ones. In a combo deck like this card is amazing. So starting with our 1-drops, we have 2 Preordain for card selection, 3 Spell Snare for that early disruption. Boros Energy is the most played deck, and Spell Snare just really counters that deck. They do have some 1-drops, but the 2 CMC spells are what you want to counter. This is also really good against Ruby Storm, which is pretty popular in leagues as well. We have 1 Dress Down, this is good against Constructs, and it pairs really well with Nulldrifter. So you can end of turn Dress Down, and then evoke Nulldrifter on turn 2 or 3, and it sticks around. We have 4 Talisman of Creativity, this is just to ramp out our combo. You can play this on turn 1 with Uggin's Lab, which is pretty nice. Get a turn 3 or 4 Through the Breach if possible. We talked about Stock Up, really good card selection. Force of Negation just for some protection. Sink into Stupor, it's pretty much a free land in this deck. Kozilek's Return for aggro decks. 2 Portent of Calamity. This is really good when you have a lot of mana. You can pretty much find anything, but you're looking for Emrakul and you can cast that for free. And then lastly, we have 3 Nulldrifters, mainly for that evoke cost, 4 Devours for that early card selection, and 3 Kozilek's Command. So ideally, we're casting Through the Breach on either turn 4 or 5. We have a lot of ways to find it between Stock Up and Kozilek's Command. Trying to slow the game down with Kozilek's Return, Spell Snare, and Force of Negation. For the sideboard, we're running 4 Consigned to Memory for Eldrazi decks, 1 Mystical Dispute for blue decks, Meltdown for artifact decks, Kozilek's Return for additional board wipes, 3 Lightning Bolt mainly for creature removal, 1 Kozilek for mill or control decks, Soulless Jailer for graveyard decks, Gemstone Caverns for when we're on the draw, and then 2 Dismember for some more removal. So that is Eldrazi Through the Breach in Modern. Before we get into the video, I want to talk to you quickly about becoming a YouTube channel member. You'll get access to a lot of cool perks like loyalty badges, cool emotes, and early access to videos like this one. So as always, thank you to our current YouTube channel members. Finally, we are a Mana Traders content creator, so if you want to save up to 25% on your first subscription, all the information is in the description below. So if you want to see more Eldrazi content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's get in the gameplay. Alright, match 1 on the draw. We're going to try this hand. We have double Devour, at least 2 lands. They're not soul lands, but maybe we can find them with Devour. Shock in Breeding Pool for Noble Hierarch. I feel like this is Infect. We'll see. Oh, we find the Kozilek's Return, but we also find Uggin's Lab. Take Uggin's Lab. We don't know exactly what this is. Oh, another Kozilek's Return. We'll just take Uggin's Lab. Play that and pass. Hopefully we don't get punished for exiling 2 Kozilek's Returns. They preordain. Another Noble Hierarch. Yeah, we'd love to like Cave Return now. I think we have to focus on our own game plan here. They get in for 2. We'll cycle. I don't mind getting the island here. Emrakul. Alright. So let's just evoke Nulldrifter. We're just looking for Through the Breach at this point. Find a Sink into Stupor and another Uggin's Lab. We have Sink into Stupor that we can pitch to Force. Like maybe they'll go for a... what's it called? Not Cord, the other one. Misty. They fetch and then they just attack first. Okay. Get in for 2. And then they just concede? I don't know. That's weird. Why would they just concede? What does that mean? What are they on? I mean, I guess I want like all this removal. Gemstone Caverns. I'm gonna board out an island. Bring in the caverns. I want like all of this. So what's not good? Maybe Force? We didn't see any 2-drops either. Yeah, we don't know what they're on. So maybe take out like the counter spells and all this stuff and bring in just the removal? Not sure. Alright, and they just concede. I don't know what's going on. This hand would have been pretty solid overall though. We have double removal, Stock Up to refuel our hand, and we have Gemstone Cavern, so we'll take it. Match 2 on the draw. We're up against Kahira, so we're assuming this is blue-white control. And I think we can keep this hand. We have turn 1 Temple into Cycle Lorien revealed, turn 2 Nulldrifter. The double K command is also really good. Stock Up's really good. We'll play Temple, pass. They just go Misty, go. Checks out. We will Island Cycle. Get Steam Vents. Our life total usually doesn't matter here. Force is actually pretty good. Let's evoke Nulldrifter. Actually, it could be kind of awkward because now we have too many cards in hand. Maybe we shouldn't have done that actually. Do draw the Sink into Stupor, which is a land. They're going to just Surveil, even though we'd love to Growth Spiral. So this is actually Reclamation. Interesting. They Surveil again. I'm actually going to bin the Force. This is good for Force. I'm going to bin the Talisman, actually. I want to keep Dress Down for Force, because they're just going to play Reclamation here. Oh, wow, they're not going to? Okay. We draw another Talisman. That's solid. I mean, this could not be Reclamation. It could be just Control because of Kahira. I'm not sure. Usually only Reclamation plays Growth Spiral. Let's bolt this in, play Talisman, and just pass. They do operate a lot at instant speed, so... Planar Genesis. Yeah, this is definitely Reclamation. Looking for Through the Breach, another Planar Genesis. They put a land onto the field. They have a lot of mana. I'm almost tempted to like let the Reclamation go and just force all the payoffs at this point, but it's close. Isochron Scepter. All right, we have to force that. They have a counterspell. Are we just gonna get Isochron Scepter locked? Yeah, damn. Yeah, we're just gonna lose to this, huh? We played the Sync already. Yeah, Sync was our only bounce spell, and of course we played it. So now they just Isochron Scepter us, and I guess we Kozilek's Return in response. We don't find anything. Find a land. So the only way we can stop this is by drawing a force. Oh, we'll just pass. We already used one force, and we used our Sync. Pending. Alright, they use it again. What sucks is that now they have Counterspell, so we'll do this, but then we're just gonna get Counterspelled. This is our last card Counterspell. It has to be, right? Well, what? It wasn't. Okay. We do find Through the Breach. Put all these on the bottom. Go top. I don't know if we need a land, actually. Probably not. It's Scalding Tarn. So what sucks is that even though we can Through the Breach, they can just make it so that we don't do any damage. So we definitely should have been the land. Now they have to Fairy. So now we're just like completely locked out. Damn. Yeah, we just had 0 pressure and they had a really good draw with their ramp into, I guess, the perfect hand here. So against blue-white control, we want Disputes and Consigns. We don't need Dress Down. Spell Snares is good. Force is good. K-Return is not good. Talisman's not very good. Soulless Jailer's good. It's good against the actual combo there. I think I'm going to take out another Talisman. We don't really need the Talismans on the play. And we will keep this hand. They do have like Prismatic endings, so they can get rid of Soulless Jailer pretty easily. Let's go Island Go. I think the only annoying card to deal with is Teferi, because we don't have any way of like countering it besides Force. Alright, they just go Breeding Pool tapped, Devour. I'll just pass. They also just pass. Like we could have played Soulless Jailer there, but it's like not really a rush. Play Shivan Reef. Probably like end of turn, Kozilek's Command. Planar Genesis. I'll Spell Snare that. Alright, they don't have the Fairy, which is nice. Definitely want to just keep drawing some lands. That's not a land. We'll just pass. Tap land. They do keep it on top. We'll cast K-Command. Definitely looking for lands. It's a pretty easy counter for them. Especially because they've run 4 Consign and Counterspell and all that. Well, they let it go. We definitely want both of these. Cyclorian. Get an island. And we'll just pass. We can hold up Kozilek's Command. We have a lot of counters. They're making their land drops too. We will Kozilek's Command again. Leaving open a very obvious something. Okay. Bottom. Like we went Through the Breach. I'm going to do top there. I don't mind hitting our land drops. Guess we'll just play Soulless Jailer. Probably don't have to play this out right now actually, but it definitely will need a counterspell. Wow, okay. So if it doesn't need a counterspell, I'm assuming that they have Prismatic Ending or just Solitude maybe. Survey land. They keep it on top. This is the pending. No, don't be Teferi. Ugh. Yeah, it's just like the worst. We're gonna have to devour that, I guess. Hopefully they don't have Consign. Another Through the Breach. Guess Devour. Looks like they have the Consign. Alright. They have 4 cards in hand. We're not doing anything. We just like really needed a Force of Negation. On like too many Consigned Memories, I guess. Stock up. Most likely not winning this match. They have 7 cards in hand, and yeah. We just have to draw like runner. And they have the Isochron Scepter. Alright, match 3 on the play. And we have Double Devour with Ugin's Lab and Scalding Tarn. We'll keep it. It'd be cool if Kozilek's Return is really good in this matchup. Not a fantastic hand, but it has a lot of potential. We will reveal Devours. We do find Through the Breach, and we also find Emrakul. I guess we'll take Through the Breach. Another Through the Breach. Start with an Ugin's Lab. Talisman. We do get a turn 2 stock up to potentially find Emrakul, but we did pitch some good cards. Scalding Tarn pass. Start with a stock up. Find a Nulldrifter and another Through the Breach. Do we want another Through the Breach? Don't know what this is. I could have counter spells. Let's just take the Lorien. I feel like you can't go wrong with guaranteed lands. Elegant Parlor. So it's energy. Okay, so this Kozilek's Return is going to be pretty good. Sacred Foundry. Hopefully it's just a Johnny Pass. Voice of Victory. Okay. So we get an island. Island Cycle. Just get another island. Ugin's Lab. 4, 5, 6. So not enough to devour this turn. So I think we just evoke Nulldrifter. Find Spell Snare, which is pretty good. Then we will play Ugin's Lab. Put Devour under there. And then we'll pass. So we're going to do that to hold up both K-Return and Spell Snare. You could just play the Temple, hold up Spell Snare, and then cast Devour next turn, but we can still do that and return it. Oh, you know what? They have Voice of Victory. What am I thinking? That's fine. I'm over here acting like we can actually do anything, but we cannot cast spells right now. Totally fine. Hopefully this isn't like a Blood Moon. Spyro. They pitch Flage and Discharge. Mobilize 2. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll return this because it doesn't really matter if like we have all our top end here. Oh, okay, that works too. Temple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Through the Breach, put an Emrakul. There you go. Nice top deck there. All right, so against Energy, we have a really good sideboard plan. Literally all of this. The hard part is what comes out. Spell Snares amazing. Preordain maybe too slow. Force can be good against Bombardment, but like that's about it. So I think I'm going to take that out. 61. Spell Snares amazing against their whole deck. Maybe like a Talisman. Now let's just take out the Mountain and then we'll put back Preordain. All right, this hand is not very good. It doesn't do anything, so we're going to mulligan. This hand's really solid. We are going to put back the Ugin's Lab. We don't have anything to put underneath of it. And we have the temples for K-Command, all of this stuff. So we'll keep. It will stink if we draw like a high CMC, Elegant Parlor. Keep it on top. Draw Through the Breach, okay. Go Temple, go. Either going to Dismember end of turn or look to hold up Kozilek's Command. Oh, they have Steam Vent, so they're running Consign, Voice of Victory. So we can't kill that on our turn, which is fine. Another Kozilek's Command. So let's kill this now. Play Scalding Tarn and pass. Being on the receiving end of this is actually kind of annoying. Like, we play this card and it doesn't seem that good. It definitely is. Right, they just play Cat. Holding up Consign. We'll fetch Shock, kill Cat. Oh wow, they're just like F6'd. Shiv and Reef. Play Temple and just pass. We want them to tap out. We don't want to play into their Consign. I wonder if they'll ever like actually tap out though. They do play a Johnny. Alright, so we will... I guess we have to bait out this counterspell. Or Consign. They fetch, most likely get an island, or a Hallowed Fountain, yeah. Consign, Shocker. Alright, so we have the other one, which is totally fine. Draw Ugin's Lab, not what we want, but we will, because they're tapped out, we're just going to do it again. It's almost tempting to just like not worry about them, but we have enough lands that it's okay. We don't want their stuff to get too out of hand. There's Emrakul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bottom, bottom, bottom. So I guess we could have just like gone for it, but we would have had to have hit perfectly. I guess also they can consign Emrakul stuff, but they're just dead in the air anyway. So it doesn't matter if they have consign now. Spyro, holding up Flage, holding up Consign. Can't consign Through the Breach. Play Ugin's Lab. Cast Through the Breach. Put an Emrakul. Annihilator 6. They're at 14. There you go. Nice. Match 4 on the draw, and I think we can keep this hand. Double Temple's nice. Little land heavy. But we have stock up. Kozilek's Return. Marsh Flats means maybe creatures. Sacred Foundry. Is this just burn? Or just energy, I guess. Draw Lorien Revealed. A little awkward. We're not really going to be able to kill Ragavan for a while. Just play Temple and pass. Hopefully he doesn't do too much damage. Ragavan connects. Finds it Through the Breach. Kind of would have liked that, but it's not the biggest deal. A Johnny. Oh, they keep a one-lander. We'll just get an island. Spell Snare. Play the island. We'll just pass. We could Nulldrifter or evoke, but we want to hopefully counter something like Goblin Bombardment or something, and then we can just wipe the board. It's weird they didn't get in with either Cat token. Oh no, they find Preordain. That's so good for them. We'll see if they want to play a 2-drop or they want to Preordain for the land, most likely. Such a good hit. They top bottom, they find the land. Play a 2-drop, please. Okay, good. Alright, now we get to wipe the board at least. Oh, there's the Emrakul. Get a mountain. I'm actually going to Kozilek's Return. Oh, man, it's close. Because if we don't Kozilek's Return now, they could potentially kill their cat, and then they can start doing stuff. I'm just going to do it now. It could be wrong because if they have another Ragavan, they can dash Ragavan, which is kind of annoying. But now we have Nulldrifter or Evoke, so even if they go kind of nuts here, another Ajani. We're looking for Through the Breach. We do not find it. We can stock up. I think we can take a turn off. Yeah, stock up. Oh my gosh. All right. Ask and shall be received. Through the Breach and Kozilek's Command. Any order. Play the Shiv and Reef out. Doesn't really matter. We win next turn no matter what. So we win on the back of Through the Breach. We win because of Kozilek's Return in the graveyard if we evoke Nulldrifter. They do get in with both. We want them to tap out, even though they're not going to have anything that can affect us. It just feels nice, right? Okay, so they did have that, so I'm glad we played around that last turn. They flip a Johnny. Also, one way to play around that, if we really wanted to, would be to play Temple out instead of Shiv and Reef, and then we could Kozilek's Return, exiling the cat, and then it wouldn't flip a Johnny. I'm pretty sure that works that way. Because it's a 0 amount of cost, so you're paying 0. Something to be aware of if necessary. Draw another Emrakul. Alright, so we can just kind of end the game here. Cast Through the Breach, put an Emrakul. Attack them with Emrakul. And we get there. So we're going to board the same way like we did last game. Dismembers, Kozilek's Return, Bolts, Gemstone Caverns, Island out, Preordain out, Dress down, probably a stock up. I don't know, it feels weird taking out a stock up. Like, it's between Talisman and stock up, I'd say. Let's keep the talismans just in case. Helps ramp us, and we want to be fast against this deck, so. Oh, we do have the Gemstone Caverns. That's pretty good. We'll keep Gemstones, and we'll get rid of Sync. That's pretty sweet. So we can bolt their turn 1 play, and then Spell Snare their turn 2. And then we have stock up to find, like, some payoffs. I was going to say, we need to find something for our payoffs. Ocelot Pride, kill that. Pretty gross, Gemstone Caverns. Play the Temple, we can hold up Spell Snare. Like, that's just so, like, demeaning. It just does not feel good. Hopefully they play an Ajani here. Voice of Victory, Spell Snare. This is so troll. Emrakul. Scalding Tarn. We will get an island here just in case they do play Blood Moon. So get the island. Cast stock up. 1, 2, 3. Take Through the Breach. And yeah, let's just take K Command actually. They fetch. Like if this is just a Flage, we don't care. They shock in the Sacred Foundry. Spyro, pretty good. And we didn't see, I was going to say, we didn't see a big creature, right? To put underneath Ugin Slab, because that would be the win also. I don't think we did. They do put Flage in the yard though. Something to be aware of. Draw another Ugin Slab. So now the question is, we're at 19. If they, yeah, we don't care if they Flage, because if they tap out for Flage, we just kill it. Not that it even really matters. So like we kind of want them to go Arena of Glory, Escape Flage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they have enough. They get in with everything. Molten Rain. Okay, that's totally fine with us. We're actually very lucky they didn't go after the Gemstone Caverns. That would have been actually pretty bad, because that's our only red source. But it makes sense to go after Temple just because it produces 2 mana. Bottom. I mean, we have 5 mana for Through the Breach anyway, but we can just do this just to save spawn if it even mattered. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast Through the Breach. Put an Emrakul. Attack with all. Very nice opponent we know from Discord channels. Good games. All right, welcome to the final match. We're on the draw again, and I think we can try this hand. We have Ugin Slab with Emrakul. Scalding Tarn for a turn 2 stock up. We have Force backup, Dress down if it's relevant, and then a late Portent. Marsh Flats. Tell me this is energy again. Oh my gosh. Okay. Energy 3 times in a row. Like, let's see if our deck is really made to just crush this deck. Devour. At least we don't have to put Emrakul underneath anymore. Now we're just looking for Through the Breach. Kind of sucks we drew Devour for turn. So we're looking for Kozilek's Return, Kozilek's Command, Through the Breach, all that stuff. Ragavan connects. No, they hit Through the Breach. That's so sad. Windswept Heath into a Johnny. That stinks. We have Force for, what's it called at least? Nulldrifter. Scalding Tarn. I'm just going to stock up here. Feels bad. Cast stock up. We do find a land, preordained land. We don't want Ragavan taking the rest of our stuff. Galvan Bombardment. That's what we're going to force if we can. But they do have Ragavan in play, so they can start getting in if they want to kill their cat token. Hopefully they try to cast Goblin Bombardment. That would be like the most ideal. Oh, they hit a Talisman. Okay, that's fine. And then they just pass. I wonder what's in their hand. Draw Temple. So I think we start with a Preordain. Looking for Through the Breach. 2 lands. I'm going to say no. Otawara. I'm going to play Shivan Reef out, and I'm just going to evoke Nulldrifter now. I know we're going to have to discard, but there we go. Through the Breach. Okay. So I guess what sucks is that they have a lot of permanents. So now Through the Breach doesn't really matter that much. Hopefully they fetch. They're staying above 15. That's the annoying part. Never mind. They do Surveil. So their hand must be like Static Prisons or there's a Discharge. I think if they don't have one in play, they should just flip a Johnny, right? Move the discard. Get rid of Ugin Slab. They get in with the Clowns. Down to 7. And they hit, oh my god, they hit stock up? Jesus, such a good hit. I mean, I guess maybe their hand's all lands, but stock up's just gonna... Do we counter this? I think we have to. That sucks. We'll force it. They're not casting anything else. Really hoping they don't have Goblin Bombardment, though. Flage, that's fine. Down to 4. No, that puts them up to... Man, that puts them back up to 17. That's not fine. We need a board wipe. Now I guess we need Kozilek's. Ah, that sucks, man. Alright, we'll pass. Preordain. That's brutal. So we're still dead because they just sack everything and kill us. Alright, let's Preordain. I think that's the only way. Alright, I'm going to keep both of these. And then I'm going to wait for them to fetch. I meant to stop at their upkeep. Come on. Yeah, I meant to stop at their upkeep. That sucks. They still don't have... there's Goblin Bombardment too. And they top deck Goblin Bombardment. To add insult to injury. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think we have to exile, make spawn... Exile a Johnny and make spawn and then just chump. They're going to bring back Flage. Let's see. make spawn. And I guess if they have removal, we're just dead. So we get rid of a Johnny. If they have Galvanic Discharge for the cat, we're just dead. They can fetch for enough for Flage. Man, this sucks. Like, Ragavan hit so well that it hit stock up that we had to force it. And then Flage gained them life, so we couldn't through the breach. Oh, they had Thraven Charm. Damn. So now they hit us for 2, and now they can Goblin Bombardment for 2. Damn, dude. That's brutal. On the play for game 2, and we just get the sideboard again. So Outdress down, Forces out, Preordain's out, like one stock up out. Keep on the Force in, maybe. Force is probably better post board, actually, so let's just keep those in, take out some stock up. Stock up can be a little slow. Maybe, honestly, no, let's just do stock up in, Portent out. All right, on the play for game 2. I think we can keep this hand. We have Devour, Ugin's Lab, Spell Snare, pretty good. No removal, kind of a reactive hand, but Devour should help find some good stuff. Maybe Kozilek's Return, Kozilek's Command. I'm fine with that. Can actually just go Ugin's Lab, Devour, Talisman. We didn't find any pieces of the combo, but that's okay. We'll evoke Nulldrifter next turn and get some good stuff. Guide of Souls, pretty annoying. We're actually just going to pass. We don't have to evoke this turn. We can Spell Snare or Kozilek's Command, depending on if they play like an Onslaught Pride or another guide. They're going to attack and then play some stuff afterward. They do fetch. They play another Guide of Souls. Don't have a cat. So annoying. All right. Really good start for them, and no 2-drops, which makes it even more awkward. Gonna get rid of the cat. Find the Emrakul. We have to keep. Maybe we could be looking for board wipes and stuff, but one half of the combo is not too bad. Okay. Well, I mean, if we're gonna twist my arm, cast through the breach, put an Emrakul. It doesn't win the game. They might, okay, they do concede, but if we do attack, they have to start all over, and we're in a pretty good spot with this Nulldrifter, so that's actually really funny that that worked out that way. They had a really good hand too with double guide into cat. So if we don't have that removal there, they just go super wide and it's really hard for us to win. Oh, we got to put in Gemstone Caverns actually. All right, game 3, and we're definitely going to keep this hand. We have Devour to find some good stuff. We have board wipe, removal, counterspell. This is going to look for Through the Breach, maybe some lands. Keep, reveal Devour. This is definitely going to kill the Ragavan. And this is the difference between play and draw, is where we could kill the Ragavan and then hold up Spell Snare. But hopefully Kozilek's Return helps us. There's the Gemstone Caverns as a land. Don't really want any of these. I'm going to say no. Pretty awkward. Do find a land. I'm just going to play this out and pass. We are going to end up bolting this. The mountain. Can't hold up Spell Snare for their 2-drop. Hopefully they don't like have... Okay, wow, that's really good for us actually. Surveil land, land to the yard. And no 1-drop. That's huge. Draw Sink. Play the island and pass. So we're really looking for Through the Breach and maybe Ugin's Lab for this Devour. Flage is annoying, but not the worst. Molten Rain. We'll take it. Like, it's kind of whatever. Shivan Reef. So now the question would we stock up there if we had 3 mana? Maybe. I mean, they're not doing anything, so I guess we're certainly going to. Worm's Chant? Okay, that's fine. We'll bolt that in. So their hand's just like all reactive spells. Molten Rain. They're drawing all their sideboard cards. They put a land to the yard. Surveillance really killing it there. Guide of Souls. Another land. I'll pass. I don't really care about this too much. Another land. Let's fetch. We do have to fetch and shock. Play Talisman. Cast stock up. There's Through the Breach. Let's get a land just in case they Molten Rain us again. Like, it's almost tempting there to Kozilek's Return, end of turn. Another land. This is usually us. Flage, okay. So they're going to have to sack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to go down to 1 land. They're just going to concede, I guess. They conceded last time to it. Play land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Through the Breach. Put an Emrakul. Do we get the swing? No, we do not get the swing. All right, so that was Izzet Eldrazi Through the Breach in Modern. So this was a very weird league. Our match 1 opponent conceded randomly. We had 2 non-games in match 2, and then we faced Boros Energy 3 times in a row. It was a very weird league, but we definitely got the show off the deck. I think Stock Up really shined in this league. Having that I win button with Through the Breach and Emrakul was obviously really powerful. We never got to cast Portent of Calamity, but I think it would have been good if we were in more grindy matchups. All the matchups were pretty aggressive. We didn't get to do the dress down Nulldrifter trick. We put it out dress down every matchup just because it wasn't good. I like pretty much everything else. The Spell Snares, Preordain, the 2 Force and Negations. Because we're digging a lot with Stock Up and Preordain, I think it's okay to have 2 and 3 of cards. And I think I really like this sideboard too. The Consigned Memories are obviously good for Eldrazi. a lot of removal, so the fact that we faced Boros Energy 3 times was very lucky for us. We have a lot to bring in for creature matchups, so that way we can slow the game down, and we showed that it works. But that'll do it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more Eldrazi content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Peace.